I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird.
Apparently, Tectone got banned from Twitch again.
Oh boy.
And since I've been living in a cave for the past few days and I have no idea what's been happening, and it's about Tectone, video by Pegasus. It was a no-brainer to begin this video. I have no idea what's happening, so the 2-3 days I took off, VTubers are getting banned. Tectone got banned again. It's just, apparently there's like full chaos happening on Twitch, and there's like more and more people leaving to kick. Twitch just got effing destroyed. Let's see.
Welcome back to the most dastardly series ever created. In today's video, streamer Tectone has just been banned on Twitch, and the hypocrisy and double standards are insane.
So from what I heard, two streamers attacked him. He defended himself, not physically, verbally, on social media, I think, or maybe on streams, I don't know. Anyway, and he got banned for that. It's like the Frogan situation all over again.
Asmongold has also responded. We're going to be checking everything out, see the people's reactions. Alrighty, subscribe or you gotta lick Dan Clancy's gooning phone. And let's begin with Tectone explaining the history of his bans on Twitch that led up to this one.
I have been banned for the 3rd time in about 60 days. This one looks like it's going to be my longest ban yet. Yes, it looks like I will be banned for 7 long days on Twitch. Will they let me appeal it? I don't know. The first time I ever got banned was me saying that Denim's only good content was on her OnlyFans, and nobody should consider her worth listening to. Which,
okay, to be fair, that's not what he said. He said the only way he watches her content is with his pants down.
Bro?
So he's trying to make it sound prettier than it was, but it was still funny, and I don't think it's a bannable offense.
you know, to be honest, it was a little bit mean, but where's the lie?
Now, you can say a lot about Tectone. He's a little bit crude, but he's speaking facts here. Denims, if you didn't know, is the...
That's right. Like, Tectone is not for everyone, okay? He's not for everyone. There's no middle ground with him, right? You either like him or you hate him, but people usually don't end up being like, it's whatever.
The girl who routinely slanders people indirectly led to the CPS call on Ethan's kids by spreading the lies about him.
They contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia.
Thinks that kids don't have memories at 3 years old, so it's okay for them to have trauma.
Age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
What a fucking liar, dude.
Denies Hamas committing any grapes at all, but will also act like a feminist. In fact, Denims is so fucking stupid, we probably need to come up with a whole new scale. She probably holds the Guinness World Record for world's biggest dumbass. Then he talks about another ban he had. This one was definitely fair.
Telling a Twitch chat to themselves. Which, to be completely honest, that was...
I forgot about that one. Oh, I forgot about... That was bad. That was pretty bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not even as a joke. Don't say that. No, 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 no.
Was completely justified. I was reacting to anime. I told them to put a shotgun in their mouth and kill themselves. And to be fair, totally reasonable. I absolutely wear that ban as a badge of dishonor because I went over the deep end that day.
At least he accepts it that he deserves an L on that one because that was an L.
Very grumpy, to be fair, and I had a really big tummy ache too.
No
but
excuse.
I have not ever told a chatter to kill them.
No excuse. You go drink some prune juice and go poopy instead of saying that to people. Go poopy.
Themselves since then. I have learned from my mistake.
Tummy ache is kind of brutal, not gonna lie, but yeah, fair enough.
Shut
you can definitely get banned.
Okay,
Pegasus.
To be fair, there are cases of people mistaking stomach gas for a heart attack. It can get that bad, yes.
Okay.
Indigestion can make people feel like they're having a heart attack, but it's just indigestion.
For that, going around telling people to neck themselves, that's a tad bit rude, I'd say. Anyways, his next ban was the infamous Froggen ban, where he called her volumetrically optimized.
Now, the next...
Yo, what?
Oh my god. Pegasus is cooking.
Time I got banned was me calling everybody's favorite streamer, Frogan, fat. Now, I want to remind you that Frogan is roughly 5'2" and roughly 300 pounds. So I got banned.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yep.
That's unhealthy.
Oh.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And for a descriptor, I called Frogan fat. I get banned for 2 weeks. It gets appealed down to 2 days and 18 hours, roughly. And by the way, this is after her saying that all American soldiers deserve PTSD, and as well as America deserve 9/11. Yes. Oh, by the way, she didn't get banned for that.
Classic Twitch with their wonderful and very fair enforcement of TOS. By the way, the fat thing is very interesting because what if someone is like really proud of being fat and then you call them fat as a compliment? Like, surely you can't get banned for that, right? Because like fat is an actual description. It's a bit different from calling someone like Giganormous Rex.
Okay, I think in that aspect, it has something more to do with the fact that she's a Hassan orbiter and Hassan is very close to Twitch. I think that's how that actually got enforced.
Yeah.
But anyways, fair enough. If it's mean-spirited, okay, whatever, that makes sense. But also, then you gotta ban her for wishing US soldiers get PTSD.
US military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
And
That's literally in the...
why is it that every time she says something so disgusting, she puts stuff in her mouth? That didn't come out right, but whatever.
Twitch TOS. It's one of their specific rules for the veterans. Then he finally talks about this ban, and it involves him insulting 2 streamers named Denims and Minx. Now, it turns out he actually has a long history with these 2 people, and he was retaliating against them for their insane history of false.
Oh yeah, Minx is going after Tectone now. Okay, I was really rooting for Minx because she's been struggling with alcohol for a long time now. I've been really rooting for her. Like, I was hoping she'll get her stuff together. But it looks like she's, like, losing it even more.
Accusations against him.
Let's talk about why I got banned this time. Well,
Okay.
It's actually due to 2 streamers. Not 1, but 2.
Okay, cool.
And this is great. So, here it is. 7-day suspension for sexual requests, graphic or derogatory sexual statements, or unwanted sexual content. There are 2 streamers who have been really talking about me for months. Actually, what's crazy is talking about me for years. So this is a whole clip of Denims.
If you tell me it's Denims and Frogan, I'm gonna leave.
Mocking my trauma about worrying about my father when I told a story about how when he was deployed, he got his legs, the skin of his legs completely blown off, as well as his ear cut off in the war, and her laughing in my fucking face and saying that he fucking deserved it and that I probably made up the entire story.
Of course she doesn't believe this story, but will believe anybody who accuses Tectone. I'll tell you Denim's mode of operation. Anyone I agree with, I gotta support unconditionally. Anyone I disagree with is basically not human, and
That is the dumbest thing ever. If you lead your life on that basis, you're dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
can say and do whatever I want. Like, listening to this person, she legitimately, like, lacks any semblance of humanity. Then he talks about how she called him a predator.
Here's the second one. This is Denims calling me a sexual predator on Kick. Very fun. To a total of, time of recording, 47,000 people.
Who casually just like as naturally as you drink water, accuses people of being a predator without evidence? Who just casually throws that kind of shit around?
People, but if we go further, it actually reached 1 million people. And trust me, Denims and I have a very shady history because I don't know why. This woman is absolutely obsessed with me. Now, here is Denims once again calling me a rapist and saying
Okay, I think there has to be a correlation of like going after content creators who are bigger just for the sheer sake of growth. And this is like a common thing that content creators do. You go after someone who's bigger, you act like a victim in hopes that it will reflect as growth for you to garnish the antis of that specific content creator and grow from that. There are content creators who were successful in it, who go after others just for growth, others who are bigger than them, because the bigger the content creator, the more, people they'll have that dislike them. I'm just assuming. I'm not saying this is the reason why they're doing that, but I'm just assuming because this is a very common practice. Honestly, it should backfire. Streaming service should outright ban and blacklist people who attack like that. But how are you, the problem with that is, how are you gonna 100% confirm that that's the reason? You can have speculations, but unless the person literally admits to it either in voice or text, you cannot really confirm that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you can go after the pattern, how they're behaving, and that they've done that before, but you cannot exactly confirm that.
I can't sue her because it's not defamation, because in her words, I did that shit.
The reason Tectone can't sue me is because he did that shit.
That she is now at the point where she knows that she might need lawyers in the very near future for slandering my name and defaming me on a daily basis.
I mean, she's gonna need a whole lot of lawyers for that one. Denim slandering people is just another Tuesday for her. Bro, her Ashton Hall morning routine is before taking a shit or brushing her teeth, she goes to her mirror on the wall and is like, who the f do I slander today? Dude, I just think...
Whoever is big enough to grow off of, I guess.
It's crazy that you can call someone a rapist without evidence and still have a career and, in fact, not go to prison. She literally said he did that shit. I just don't understand how you can speak with such confidence when you clearly know.
Didn't she also accuse Asmon of being a PDF file? That was her, right?
Absolutely nothing of what happened. I understand if there is some, footage on the internet that proves something, or there's a lot of circumstantial evidence, there's a lot of corroborating stories, stuff like that, but from what I've seen, that is just not the case. The default should always be innocent until proven guilty. I feel like this shit is life ruining. You actually just need to go to prison if you make up these accusations.
And the other woman, Minx, known alcoholic.
Okay, so it's Denims and Minx.
Oof.
Who's just blindly believing those two? What?
The core audience?
I gotta be honest, I think this should be part of TOS. Whatever content creator lies about another content creator in benefit of growth needs to be automatically IP banned from that platform.
Known drug abuser, known schizo, goes live on Twitter and says, reminder, Tectone's dad is a rapist and that I also have sexually assaulted 2 women, according to her.
So I don't know much about Minx except that she's somewhat...
So I think who they're referring to was Tectone's ex-wife and his girlfriend after that, Pinky something.
What of a psycho whenever she's drunk, and every streamer sort of hates her for ruining events and shit. But yeah, I highly doubt these people actually care about the victims or the crime that's being committed or something like that, because they have no problem denying grapes from terrorist organizations or shit like that. At least Denims in this case, and those have a video evidence.
No, it was both Denims and Pixar didn't happen Hassan.
And corroborating UN reports and shit, actual evidence and shit. So I feel like they only pick and choose based on who they don't like. And even if, suppose you made a mistake here, you tweeted this out and you were misled by a bunch of your friends believing in it, the entire internet believing in it, at least make the correction after. At least make sure that you're at least doing it in good faith and you're not doing it to get some random points on Twitter, right? Then he talks about how he never lived with Minx at all, and this was confirmed by Asmongold as well.
This woman is so deranged, she believes that she's lived with me. I want to remind you, I've met Minx one time at the OTK Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, where I joined OTK. I have met her one.
Yeah, like Tectone never moved into the OTK house. He bought his own house. He didn't want to live with all of them in the same house.
He likes his privacy.
No, it was a whole thing. So everyone knows he didn't actually live there because he's been, for lack of better words, bitching about it for years now, that he actually got himself into like a financial ruin. Not because of OTK, but because of like the real estate situation in that specific city and the specific area. It was only like really expensive houses available in that vicinity.
One time. Since then, I have lived with minimum a partner, a wife, or a roommate, or a girlfriend throughout my entirety of living here. Never once have I lived by myself. I have always had someone living with me the entire time I've been down in Austin. And this woman is so deranged that she thinks that I lived with her. Now, I don't know
What the hell?
Gorgeous bald man with a beautiful beard she must be having sex with on a daily basis in her STD-ridden pussy.
Oh
to
my
think
god.
that it's me, but I assure you, I have never lived with this woman. I don't even know this woman outside of a one-time interaction where there was 50 other streamers there.
I feel like if anybody close actually cared about her, they would like check her into a mental institution, bro. This is not healthy. Like every time I see her,
I mean, people around her, the content creators around her, they did try to make her go get help. There's a lot of people who try to make her go get help.
clip of her, she's lost her mind. Anyway, so this is why Tectone got banned. He basically called them hoes.
Why did Twitch deem me worthy of a 7-day ban? Because I called them whores.
Is he wrong?
Yep, I called 2 women with OnlyFans whores, which is, by the way, by definition, a factual statement. OnlyFans girls who are sex workers are prostitutes. Prostitutes are whores. Whores are prostitutes. Prostitutes are sex workers. I got banned for 2.
Didn't think he's gonna lean into this that hard.
Oh yeah, he's ready to go.
weeks for calling a fat person fat. I got banned for 7 days for calling a whore a whore.
All right, I'm not sure about the advanced level 99 word math he actually did there, but I do think OF girls in general have a proclivity to a certain behavior, and said behavior is often degenerate, in my opinion. But regardless, they are free people.
Okay, this is gonna be random. So, I was watching this YouTube channel called Caleb Hammer, the dude that helps people get under from financial debt. And through his channel, I found out that apparently OnlyFans has a new rule there. You cannot post content there with anyone who's not also on OnlyFans. And the reason how I found out about it, so it was this episode of a woman who used to post on OnlyFans, hooking up with randoms, like one night stands, friends, and stuff like that. Like she that's the content she would post, and she just stopped posting there because that's the new rule. Just random tidbit. I just thought it's interesting.
They're free to do whatever they want. The problem here is obviously the insane double standards of Twitch, right? You have these 2 women slandering him on a regular basis, harassing him, doing way worse things. And then he turns around and calls them an ancient agricultural tool. And somehow that gets him banned, huh? I'd say they both deserve to be banned. The only thing is they should be perma-banned and probably jailed. And he needs to be banned for like a week or something.
Now, I'm sorry if that terminology upsets you, but the problem is that doesn't make it any less true. And the reality is, when I go live and I tell the truth and I get banned for 7 days, and then you have these same women where I am only calling that out of defense. I'm only calling them that.
Okay, I have to ask, is that the Wuthering Waves music in his background? Or is that Expedition 33 music in his background?
Yes.
It's been bothering me this whole time. What song is that?
Out of defense because they have provoked me by accusing me of crimes that I have not committed whatsoever, going in on allegations that went fucking nowhere almost a year ago now. I think it's pretty reasonable if I call them a name or two.
Yeah, I think people complaining about the name calling are missing the real point. Like, the damage done is so completely uncomparable. What they did can possibly ruin your life.
Wait, I don't see half of the screen. The humidifier is like literally covering half of the screen. I don't know why it started working so hard. It's like literally just went whoosh, half of the screen not visible. It's just drowning me here. I have to move it. My humidifier for a second thought I'm part of the Black Sabbath concert, apparently. Anyway.
Turn your friends and your family and your loved ones against you, destroy your community and pretty much everything. And what he did is insult them, which is nobody's friends and families are going to turn on them because they got called a hoe on the internet. Then he talks about Hamas Diddy Piker. He makes an appearance again.
This is the same website where Hassan calls me a rapist, where Hassan calls Nuxtaku a pedophile, who calls Mudahar a pedophile, who calls Asmongold a pedophile, and a...
Oh, so it was Hassan. It wasn't Denims. Okay, I thought it was Denims. My bad. But goddamn. She does too? He clarifies it? Okay.
mother killer, bringing up Asmongold's dead mother.
Oh yeah, that one. So basically, there's like a group of content creators who keeps accusing Asmongold for the death of his mother. That he is the reason why she passed and why she couldn't get better, because he is at fault because of how the house is.
No ban, no punishment. Mike from PA calls me a pedophile, calls Nuxtaku a pedophile, calls Asmongold a pedophile, calls him a murderer. No ban. Calls for the death of Asmongold. No ban.
Wow.
Denims, who was also called for the death of Asmongold. No ban. Hassan, who has radicalized his audience to supporting terrorism. No ban. I call an OnlyFans girl a whore after she called me a rapist. A career-ending, life-ending accusation.
Or better yet, show a little bit too much hip as a VTuber, banned. Call CPS on someone, you're good.
Get no punishment. I get 7 days. Do we get why this is a problem now?
Dan Clancy here. Nope, not a problem at all, Tectone. You see, you're not a woman, so I can't goon to you. Unfortunately, your bald head does not cut it.
Yeah, but why is he defending Hassan then? It's obviously not just women. Unless there's something we don't know.
Need my feed to only be women. I've actually stockpiled 666,969
Him showing his
in my
feed.
folder. And you see Denim
That was his actual feed, who he follows.
That's so bad.
and Minx are women, so they fit the profile and therefore they stay unbanned. Now, if you were to somehow become a woman, then we could talk business. I might even subscribe, actually.
Could you make the argument, well, he deserved it? Sure. But Twitch, I wouldn't have to make these comments if you guys would do your fucking job. If you guys were to ban people equally and fairly when they cross the line, then I wouldn't think that I can do the same thing as the rest of these fucking people.
Twitch CEO Dan here once again. Sorry, couldn't hear
Oh my god, I just realized the arms. One is buff, one is skinny.
you over the
the
sounds of my ASMR roleplay girlfriend
Oh
tells
my
me I'm a very
God.
good boy stream. Sorry, Tectone. Tough luck, pal. Now, apparently, Tectone is on a mission. He's recruiting an army to start multi-streaming and basically make Twitch fall to its knees.
24 hours ago, I have already recruited over 55 streamers to stream on YouTube and Kick. It has now been
Damn.
72 hours, and
Oh, wow.
Oh, this explains the tweet more now.
Yeah.
I have now recruited over 110 creators to stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. This is not a good look for you guys. This is a horrible look. You should be ashamed because you know this shit is unfair. You know this shit is bullshit. And you can't have a TOS where you do not enforce it equally amongst all creators. And this is the reason why you guys are getting f***ing sued.
Yeah, Twitch picked like the worst enemies ever, bro. Like, I feel like all of us are so petty here. Like you got Tectone, a guy who will stop at basically nothing to make Twitch regret their choices here. You got me, a guy who's making like 30 videos on people. Jesus Christ. You got Nux. You got Asmongold. We even got Ethan, who's going after our son. He's kind of like an indirect force here. We got the entire Avengers here. And as I said years ago, I will be at the funeral of Twitch, drinking a six-pack at the gravestone. Now he talks about the Twitch lawsuit.
And now you guys know that these people in a court of law can use me as an example of you guys unfairly, once again, misusing your TOS. I call these women a name as an insult when they are giving me life-ending, career-threatening.
Oh yeah, Twitch is getting sued as well. I just remembered that.
Allegations and accusations. This is the reason why so many male creators have disappeared over false allegations. You guys need to take this shit seriously.
That is true. Like, yes, there were some valid allegations against specific people. There were a lot of false allegations. And everyone went with the whole, like, guilty until proven innocent. And even when they were proven innocent, no one would stop labeling them as predators. It did happen quite a few times. It's easier to just not collab with people at all than even deal with any of this shit.
It's pathetic, and you guys should be ashamed.
Dan watching this under Hassan's table. Hassan, what do I do? He keeps calling me out. The entire world is turning on me. Extra Emily won't hang out with me anymore. Shut up and keep sucking my piker. Okay, King. Oh my god, I am talented. I need to be hired for something, bro. Some movie role or something. Anyways, Asmongold has responded, defending Tectone.
Tectone can't sue me is because he did that shit.
Here's what's so stupid about this is that if she's calling him a rapist and a sex pest, even if it is true, she doesn't know that. She has no information on that. She has no insight into this. She doesn't have any fucking idea. She's just saying this randomly.
Denims needs to be studied. Scientists could probably find the fucking stupid gene from her. The specific chromosome that makes you brain dead. Denim's gotta have like 50 of those. Dude, she is so insufferable, man. She is legitimately like the female Hassan. It's crazy how she sits there on her privileged ass spouting like these bullshit lies and constantly just dupes her community. I can't even believe they raised like 1/3 of that shitty lawsuit she was planning to do. Then Asmon talks about Minx and why Tectone might have a vendetta against her.
During this event, Minx decided to start drinking. But I think that she would agree with me when I say that her and alcohol probably don't go very well. And so she was wilding out, going crazy at this live stream. She was going ape shit on this live stream. She was on the floor, and then Milena was giving her more drinks as well. S-Fan gets really upset about this, and he gets mad. And then he makes a scene out of it, which, to be fair, S-Fan was right. It was insane that it was happening. And basically...
I really forgot about that. So that was when Minx already was so down the rabbit hole of being an alcoholic. And it all happened on an OTK live stream.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, like she was already blitzed off. And Melina literally was like baby feeding alcohol to her on stream.
What kind of person does that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with people.
Minx, I'm just going to say it. Minx ruined Tectone's announcement video. She did, because at the end of it, on fucking LSF, the only thread that was there wasn't even about Tectone. It was about Minx getting drunk as fuck at the event. This was an instrumental domino in us losing our sponsorship with Chipotle.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Lifu is reacting to Pegasus, reacting to Asmongold, reacting to Tectone. Yes.
Yes, all of that.
He lost it, and this was one of the reasons why. Who was there and got an anime tattoo to feel better after sexually assaulting and degrading his past two partners. That's a very big accusation. That's wow. Wow, that's a lot to say, isn't it? Yeah, Tectone, as far as I know, never lived with Minx.
Okay, there's a lot of untapped lore regarding Minx, but I don't really think it changes much. Even if Tectone has some sort of vendetta against her or whatever, she still wronged him by saying that stuff on Twitter, and she shouldn't have said that, and he's justifiably angry about it. Then he talks about how the context of retaliation changes quite a lot.
I called 2 women with OnlyFans whores, which
I think that if he did this without it being, without them attacking him, I would support Twitch banning him and say that it was fair. But these are 2 people who have antagonized Tectone and made claims and insults about him multiple times. And I think at that point, if you enter into the arena of insults and attacks, you need to expect to get it back. So it's like if somebody's talking shit and then you talk.
It's like Twitch is expecting him to just take the insults, take the slander, and not do anything back.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic. There's only so much a person can be a punching bag before they call a person a name.
Talk shit back. Yes, they have flagged for PvP. How is Tectone getting a dishonorable kill when they were the ones that flagged for PvP in the first place? It's not fair. That's bullshit.
I got banned for 7 days for calling a whore.
I don't even think that that's the point. I mean, if they want to, even if you want to say that it's degrading for him to say that, they both should have gotten banned. There is a world where one person gets banned. There's a world where neither of them get banned, and there's a world where both of them get banned. But there should not be a world where one of them gets banned.
Yeah.
That's outrageous. It's the double standards.
It's the whole thing that people keep on repeating constantly every single day. Rules for thee, not for me. And the fact that Twitch is doing it so blatantly and not seeing anything wrong, like, okay, you might not like him, you might disagree with him. Your platform is literally on life support already, and you're just unplugging them from life support.
Twitch CEO Dan Clancy, did somebody say the fair application of rules? My bad, guys. I was busy watching the latest Amaranth stream. Have you guys checked that out? Really good content, if you ask me. I heard her and her husband are going through a beef.
Oh my god. You guys remember how she said that her husband was beating her, abusing her, forcing her to do all these streams?
Okay.
Now she's her savior. I mean, then he was her savior, and now their content is constantly arguing with each other.
What?
What is Twitch these days?
Maybe I have a chance. Comment below. You got this, Dan.
Let's just ask the question, right? What's worse, calling somebody a whore, calling somebody a rapist? Everybody knows it's a rapist. That's obviously the worst one. It's the worst by 1,000,000 times. It's not even remotely close. It's defamation. It's completely indefensible, right? And so, yes, absolutely. And so, like, there's this, again, it's a massive inversion of logic here. Total inversion of logic.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, calling somebody a rapist is just, you shouldn't be able to do that on Twitch without any evidence or anything like that.
Dude, what I find so interesting is that you'll see all these people on Twitter just pretend to be so offended, like, oh, you called me a hoe. That's so misogynistic and derogatory. Oh, you called me fat. That's fat phobic. But it's like you leave out the context of what happened before that, which is like way worse and life ruining.
And people always leave out the context.
Always.
They always need to portray the story in their favor. Context doesn't matter to most of them.
It's all just virtue signaling and nonsense.
Do the girls say that on stream or just Twitter? Twitch has a rule on off-platform behavior. And what that means is that if you harass another creator or you say something off-platform, you can still be held accountable for it on the platform. So it shouldn't matter, and it doesn't matter whether they said it on Twitch or on Twitter. They still said it. And this was a policy that they implemented about 5 years ago.
Dude, who is out here playing defense for these pieces of shit? My God. Is that Dan Clancy in the chat again? Brother, you gotta stop the goat. Then he talks about the downfall of Twitch.
There is very obviously a two-tier system on Twitch where certain people are held accountable for their behavior and other people are not. This will cost Twitch a lot in the long run, and it will make people not trust Twitch's moderation, and it
They already don't trust it. I think this is it. Like, people already don't trust the moderation.
will make people want
There's nothing lower than where they are at now. Well, yeah, to be fair, there is lower. The lowest is them literally shutting down and all of them losing their jobs, but that's just inevitable at this point.
to go to different platforms because they don't trust that Twitch will treat them fairly.
And I have now recruited over 110 creators to stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick.
He's building Dumbledore's army. Bro, it's over for Twitch. It's fucking over.
Goodbye, Twitch, and good riddance. Holy shit, nobody likes your platform. I tried to click on it about 50 times and instantly clicked off because of your goddamn ads. Horrible website, can't even rewind. I think you gotta...
Yeah, like, I stopped watching streams on that platform a very long time ago because those ads got really annoying. And it's always like you open someone's stream, you want to see if you like their content, and Twitch like, no ad, if you want to see them without ads, subscribe. Why would I subscribe? Why would I pay money without seeing their stream and deciding first if I even want to watch their content?
like pay or some shit for that now. Not too sure, but what a joke. And as always, as I predicted, I was right like 5 years ago when I said Twitch was gonna die, and here we are. Anyways, here's what people are saying. Donut Operator says, makes me want to get on Twitch for one last stream to tell them how I feel. They're not even trying to beat the Adolf Piker level accusations anymore. Crazy to think loving a terrorist and supporting terrorism to thousands of people seen as nothing by Twitch despite being against TOS, but calling a ho is a weak ban. Keck. We got my boy Sens here. You guys going over to Kick and YouTube was the best idea. Twitch is never beating the allegations. Denims is just foul. I watched one of her videos on YouTube, but I couldn't even make it through the first 10 minutes. Tectone should definitely sue her. Happy Men's Mental Health Month. Rare. I've actually never heard that said in my entire life. Maybe like once before or something. But yeah, guys, take care of your mental health. Very important. Anyone else miss the days where Twitch was about gaming? Now click this video or you gotta watch.
Yeah, it's a little bit ironic them grouping and banding together to get Tectone off the platform and report him for misconduct, specifically on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Spread my wings high, reach the sky. Feathers in the wind, never asking why. I'm a bird, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Soaring high, yeah, that's the word. Flying free like you never heard. I'm a bird, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Clouds beneath my toes, wind blows where it goes.